The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Steelers and the Vikings on Thursday night.
Now from downtown Minneapolis, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us inside beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Vikings. After this, the games count for real. Good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen. Greg, back in that day, he was 6 preseason games, then 4, now 3. So here we are. This one, the last tune-up before the regular season gets going.
And I know it's easy to start looking ahead to the regular season. Of course, there's an excitement that comes when the games get real, but there's so many players on these rosters. This is where careers and opportunities are made. I know we're talking to these coaches. They're coming in. This game matters. It's how they build the roster. It's how they make the last couple difficult decisions. Because once these teams get cut down for the start of the regular season, the real games get going, and they want to make sure they have the right guys in that locker room come week 1.
Final dress rehearsal before the regular season gets started in a couple of weeks' time. And off we go here in the NFL preseason finale. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky because on one hand, you want to protect your starters. You want to make sure you go into week 1 of the regular season as healthy and as prepared as possible. But for a lot of the guys on this roster, especially these backup quarterbacks, this is a great opportunity not only to prove your worth in the NFL, but these are a lot of valuable opportunities and reps that don't necessarily come once the regular season gets kicked off.
And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Well, it's hard to imagine starting a game much better than that. Great play design. You can tell all week they love that play to start the game, and, man, you can see why.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Harris again. They convert on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. Second down and 8. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He finds DeAndre Hopkins for the catch. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
He'll push forward for about a yard. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Under pressure, and down he goes.
It's a quarterback sack. Everyone looks around at the offensive line. Come on, guys, pick it up. I don't think this was on the O-line at all. I think the quarterback is holding on to the ball too long. You know what they say, Mike? Sacks, those are quarterback stats.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. To throw is Lawrence. He's got his tight end. That's fire move. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd
same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They'll let the fullback try to push the punt. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a first and goal. Good running. Gets them down to about the 4-yard line.
These are the situations why, Mike, that some teams continue to keep a fullback on the roster. You get into these third and short situations, just hand it to the big guy, put your head down, pick up the first down.
They'll run with Harris. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across. Setting up second and goal. A little closer. Here's second and goal. To throw is Lawrence. It is brought in the end zone. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. His kick is good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Jones now on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They are led by the man who led Michigan to the national championship in 2023, quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
Make no mistake about it, Mike, even though these games might not mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, they certainly matter when it comes to the evaluation of these rosters. You just can't replicate these situations of live reps.
He's hit with a catch to the ball, comes free, and the defense has it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight. But it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
The Steelers offense going to take over now for the second time. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. A give, and here comes Harris. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's second and 6. Lawrence now. This one taken in by Chenault. And he will get into the end zone. LaVisca Chenault. Touchdown, Steelers.
Really nice job there by the receiver, understanding what to do after you secure the catch and the ability to target him in the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. If you can hit them in stride and be accurate with the ball, there is a lot of green grass to pick up yards after the catch, and he's able to take this one all the way into the end zone for 6.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. To return is Hubbard. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Vikings offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with first and 10. Opening carry of the game for the speedster, Devon Eaton. And he'll get about 6 there. Setting up second down. From the gun, here's McCarthy.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the fourth quarter.
Spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. On the handoff, this is H.M. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is. First down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. On first down, here's McCarthy. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
McCarthy to the air on second down. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
A gain there of 11. It'll be a Vikings first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
To throw once more, here's McCarthy. That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. McCarthy gonna look to throw again. Oh, the ball's out. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out or it certainly needs to be protected.
On second down, here's McCarthy. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take over here at their own 22.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception. But in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Lawrence. That's caught. Right side. It's Freiermuth.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Now it's Harris. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage. That is it.
That's a heck of a stop there defensively, Mike. Second and inches, you're thinking the first down is pretty much a formality. But not for this defense. They pack it in tight. They They sell out on the run, and they're going to force this team to snap it again on third down.
They try to run for it with Harris. He will have a Steelers first down. He has it by plenty. They keep the drive alive here on 3rd and inches. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one. Like, he really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him. He really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he's going to be very close to a first down. That's a good run there. Maybe just a couple of feet short. 3rd and a yard. Another run here with Harris. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Steeler first down.
First down, Steelers.
One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 14-0 is our score. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. From the interior, Harrison Phillips there for the tackle. Second and 7. Now here's Lawrence. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Aaron Rodgers.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, get his hands on the ball, and have a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. They've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least 1 first down. You're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
First rule of backed up offense, get the first down. The last thing you want to do, punt the ball back and give your opponent a short field. Mission accomplished. Now, can they maintain possession long enough to see if they can cap this drive off with some points?
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. On the ground is H.A. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, And they drop him in the backfield.
At the 34-yard line.
3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And that is incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson on that one. And now it's 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On 4th down, they'll call on Brad Robbins here to punt. A fair catch signal, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. Steelers offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this 2nd quarter. Looking to run away with this one before halftime. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Play action now. It's Lawrence. On a blitz, overloading the offensive line, and down he goes. That's Jonathan Bernard busting in to record the sack. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They run it over center with Harris. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up 3rd down. Throwing is Lawrence. And this drive is over before it can start to slow up to force 4th down. Steelers getting ready to put this one away. As he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. On the return is Jones. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Vikings offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. That's right side and brought in by Williams. 2nd and a yard. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. That's taken in by Aiken. 10 yards the gain on the pitch and catch. 1st down, Minnesota.
If you want to play running back in today's modern NFL, Mike, you have to be able to be a viable weapon in the passing game. It's all about touches. It's not just about handoffs anymore. It's how many different ways we get the ball into your hands.
The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. It's 2nd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. The tight end Hawkinson starts the motion. They'll try and throw it with McCarthy. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Reichert's kick is good. And the Vikings get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit that they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
The Steelers offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. From the shotgun, it's Long. In trouble, and down he goes.
The dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. That's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be stopped short of the first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. Fourth down. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with first and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And that one shut down pretty quickly. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. He'll get this out wide. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. He'll be a loss of yardage.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
To the air on third down is McCarthy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or two short. They'll go. Here's McCarthy. That is incomplete. They took a chance of throwing it on fourth and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs. The Steelers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. They go play action for Lawrence. Working free downfield. It is Williams. And he will score. Mike Williams. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
On for the extra point is Boswell. It's up and through. And the Steelers move out to a 21-3 advantage. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. Jones now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit. set to take over. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. To throw is McCarthy. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
From the gun, here's McCarthy. Catch is made. That is Williams. They're going to have it 1st and goal. He'll be out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. A big play for Minnesota. 41 yards. Here's Achan. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Come on, Achan. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. A pass taken in by Harris. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. Back with more of this Thursday opener after this. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. In the pistol, here's Lawrence. That one on target for Williams. He's got it. And he will score. Mike Williams. Touchdown Steelers. His 2nd catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Steelers add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Home team's offense running back to Devon Achane, set to go to work once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Looking for Jefferson deep downfield. And the Steelers are going to get this back at their own 34-yard line.
So this is where an offensive play call needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback. tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
The visitors' offense, and Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. He gets this one to Moore. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Lawrence. Right back to Moore. Another grab. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He'll get this one out to his fullback. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's 2nd and 9. Lawrence now. On the move, past the 40. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd. As they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. He's going to run it. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, sometimes as a quarterback, when you decide to pick up those yards with your feet, you got to pay a price. And in this case, he takes a big shot, but not before he's able to pick up that first down.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike. I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. Throwing is Lawrence. Toss left side, caught by his running back.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Now on 4th down, the veteran Chris Boswell on for the Steelers. This about as short as you can get. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. This, the final game on the preseason schedule for these two teams. After this comes final cut downs, and then we get started for real. The countdown is on for the NFL kickoff game on the Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, this is the final dress rehearsal. Still a chance for someone to make a big play that cements his spot on the roster. And to bring it your way, let's get it right back out to Mike Tirico. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. The home team. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 36-yard line.
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
They've talked about the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Now, Achane. The struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain across 3rd and 10.
It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And that is incomplete. There'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Open man downfield is Freiermuth. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. To break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. We'll try the right side now with Harris. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. They send Fryermuth, the tight end, in motion. Lawrence now on 2nd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The relationship between the pass rush and the pass coverage is critical. The better you rush the passer, the more pressure you can take off your coverage, and that's a great example why.
Third and 9. To throw is Lawrence. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. And Fryermuth, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you had things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. Let's go back. On 1st down, here's McCarthy. A lot of chances on that one with bouncing around. But it falls incomplete.
He's already been a little reckless with his decision-making up until this point, Mike, and now it almost backfires on him again. He has to do a better job of finding the matchups, finding the space on the field, so everything is not a forced ball into these tight windows.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. McCarthy from... Oh, they're on him with a crash, and he's lost the football. One of the Steelers has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with a big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away. Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They face 2nd down and 7. Now Lawrence. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. And he'll punch forward to the 2. Setting up 2nd and goal. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. Lawrence. That one is caught beyond the pylon. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a real day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And, Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ballgame.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers stretch things out even further. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. To return is Hubbard. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. First carry for Cam Akers. Wow, it wasn't for lack of effort. He tried every which way to elude the defense, but he was outnumbered. They finally got him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of yards. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
This drive going from bad to worse, and a delay of game now on top.
Offense.
The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. Downfield, got him there, and he's got it. And that changes things. Out of bounds inside the 40. A big play for Minnesota. 45 yards.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Here's a give to Achane. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping.
And he's in! Jalen Naylor, touchdown Vikings. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Riker good with the extra point. The Vikings are able to edge a bit closer. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The visitors' offense and the veteran DeAndre Hopkins ready to take over once more. And before this drive starts, we'll take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL's most valuable player. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They go play action for Lawrence. High throw, but it's reeled in. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
A gain of 15. And the Steelers first down.
Now, a whistle. Looks like there was movement on the left side of that offensive line. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. There's a short one caught by Fireman.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs. I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to them, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant.
And they're going to track him down. They couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes. So the Steelers ready to kick this one, Scott. This brought in out past the 20. It's a very nice return. He's given the offense a short field. So now this team's offense make their way out to take over once more. High fives to that punt return team. Nice return a moment ago. They are set up with a short field. They get it on first down. From the gun, here's McCarthy. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6. At the 38-yard line.
Here's second and 6. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. That's caught left side by Hawkinson. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. Still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. To throw, it's McCarthy. That's hauled in at the 2. To the goal line and in. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. The quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
On the return is Rodgers. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. First and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. That's caught. Right side. It's Fireman. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. They'll give it to Harris again. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Lawrence now. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
These are the plays that are just crushing for a defense. Here you are, you think you're about to make a big stop, force 4th down, to get the football back. But instead, you let the quarterback get loose. He picks up the 1st down with his leg.
Hold up, Blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. Back to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. Utah at the opportune time. The defense helps close the gap. A huge play to make this one a closer game.
Yeah, anytime you find yourself trailing in the 2nd half, Mike, you're looking for that spark. And boy, did the defense provide it. Not only creating the turnover, they take it back for 6, and they get themselves right back into this game.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings are back within 1 score. It is an 8-point game. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. On the return is Rogers. Now an opening past the 30. They finally get him down, and he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Up the middle to Harris. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. EA Sports back for more from the NFL preseason after this. Washington, the man in motion. So 2nd down, and they'll run it. And he's going to pick up the 1st down across midfield and down at the 49.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass. And I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up the 1st down.
Fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
And a nice run there as he surges forward. A gain of 8 and sets up 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Great throw.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. Not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
The Vikings offense ready to get back to work. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, O'Connell. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
On 2nd down, O'Connell. He'll get this complete to the rookie. This time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down. From the gun, it's O'Connell. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arrived with. And it'll be 2nd down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter. Well, this is a great example of the old saying, like, you never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allowing him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch. When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells you, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver. And then
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him back for a sack.
We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Quarterback knew the blitz was coming. You could hear him pre-snap communicating with the guys up front, but sometimes it's just the perfect defensive call, and there weren't enough blockers to account for all the rushers. He had to get the ball out quick, and thankfully for him, he got it out just in the nick of time.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Now O'Connell. Quick throw, taken in. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Here's O'Connell. Oh, they have fun in the crowd, and he's lost the football. One of the Steelers has it.
Not that it's much of a consolation, but either way, Mike, that's going to result in a turnover. Going for it on fourth down, he's clearly stopped short of the sticks. In this case, might be trying to make something out of nothing there to keep that play alive. But great job here by the defense coming away with the stop. And
no chance there.
This is what you don't want to see out of a quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Second down, Lawrence. As he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver all the way Lawrence got concerned. There was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down. And he'll get a good chunk of it, but he's still well short of the first down. So out comes the veteran, Chris Boswell, in a big spot. This to make it a two-possession lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
This taken at the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Vikings offense getting set to get back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. O'Connell to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. Gotta make something happen, so they'll press the tempo a bit.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On play action, O'Connell. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
That's the Vikings. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
O'Connell to throw on 1st down. That's taken in by H.M. And he'll be out of bounds at the 5. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal.
And goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
From the 1, 2nd and goal. To throw is O'Connell. And he will score! Game on! Aiden O'Connell! Touchdown, Vikings. Back to throw. And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So Steelers offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Well, breaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
And this drive is over before it can start. It's a forced 4th down.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. After that 3rd down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
Quick team out, ready to send this one away. As they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And he's going to be... After a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Vikings offense ready to come back out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. Late in the game, a big turnover goes back the other way. A back-breaking score.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, Mike, you're just trying to make something happen. You find yourself trailing, less than 2 minutes remain. You're just taking some chances. In this case, the chances backfire, and the other team's able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He knocks it through. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. Jones now on the return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. This team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. It started with 1st and 10. Slot receiver headed right. On 1st down, it's O'Connell. To the right side here. Pass is caught. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
On 1st and 10, here's O'Connell. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
In these critical moments in the game, like, you always turn to your best players, and that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
A 2nd down throw for O'Connell. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. So wind up a turnover on down. That's Washington, the man in motion. Now a give up the middle. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
They'll stick with him again. And he'll be brought down there. And that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So this one, a win for the visiting Steelers. They finish the preseason on an up note. Now they'll have a couple weeks to get ready for the season opener coming in September. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Minneapolis.